Hi viewers, I'm Yusuf Mark and welcome to my YouTube channel. Friends, lying is such a despised act that if we take 99% or even more of the total population of people living in this world, they would all consider lying to be a detestable practice. However, in stark contrast, if the same people were asked what percentage of people lie, the response would certainly be over 90%. So why is there such a huge contradiction between our beliefs and actions? While lying is seen as a highly undesirable act, why is the proportion of people lying so high? Today, we're going to explore the fascinating psychology behind lying and how it affects a small but powerful part of our brain, the amygdala. So let's dive in. Let's start with the contradiction. On one hand, lying is universally condemned. We teach our children to always tell the truth, and we often judge others harshly when they lie. Yet on the other hand, studies show that the average person lies at least once or twice a day. Some lies are small, like saying "I'm fine" when we're not, or exaggerating a story to make it more interesting. Others are bigger, like hiding mistakes at work or being unfaithful in relationships. So why do we lie so much despite knowing it's wrong? The answer lies deep within our brains, specifically in a tiny, almond-shaped structure called the amygdala. The amygdala is a small part of the brain located in the temporal lobe, and it plays a crucial role in processing emotions, especially fear and anxiety. It's like the brain's alarm system. It helps us detect threats and respond to them. But it's also deeply involved in our moral decision-making. In 2016, researchers at University College London published a groundbreaking study on lying. They found that when people lie repeatedly, their amygdala becomes less active. This means that the emotional discomfort or guilt we feel when we lie diminishes over time. It's almost as if our brain gets used to lying, making it easier to do it again and again. But here's the catch. This desensitization doesn't just affect our ability to lie, it also impacts our ability to feel empathy and guilt in other areas of life. In other words, the more we lie, the harder it becomes to connect with others on an emotional level. The first major research on the amygdala was conducted in the 1930s by a German doctor, Dr. Heinrich. In his experiments, he found that removing or damaging the amygdala in animals caused them to lose their fear response. They would approach dangerous situations without hesitation, almost as if they couldn't recognize the threat. Later, similar observations were made in humans. People with damage to their amygdala often struggle to process fear or anxiety. They might follow instructions without questioning them, even if those instructions are harmful or unethical. This shows just how important the amygdala is in regulating our emotions and guiding our behavior. So how does this relate to lying? When we tell the truth, our amygdala is active, creating a sense of emotional balance. But when we lie, the amygdala sends out signals of discomfort or guilt. This is why lying often feels stressful at first. Our brain is literally warning us that something is wrong. However, as we continue to lie, the amygdala's response weakens. This is known as emotional desensitization. Over time, lying becomes less stressful, and we start to justify our actions to ourselves. This is why some people can lie repeatedly without feeling remorse. Their amygdala has essentially been trained to ignore the emotional consequences of lying. But the impact of lying goes beyond just the amygdala. On a social level, lying erodes trust. Whether it's in personal relationships, at work, or in society as a whole, trust is the foundation of human connection. When that trust is broken, it can take years to rebuild, if it can be rebuilt at all. Psychologically, lying can also lead to a phenomenon called cognitive dissonance. This is the mental discomfort we feel when our actions don't align with our beliefs. To reduce this discomfort, we often convince ourselves that our lies are justified, which can lead to a distorted sense of reality. For example, someone who lies about their achievements might start to believe they truly deserve the praise they're receiving, even if it's based on falsehoods. Over time, this can create a cycle of dishonesty that's hard to break. So, is it possible to stop lying? The answer is yes, but it requires self-awareness and effort. The first step is to recognize why we lie in the first place. Are we trying to avoid conflict, protect someone's feelings, or are we lying to protect ourselves? Once we understand our motivations, we can start to address them. For example, instead of lying to avoid conflict, we can practice honest communication. Instead of exaggerating to impress others, we can focus on building genuine connections. And here's the good news. Just as lying can desensitize the amygdala, telling the truth can strengthen it. Every time we choose honesty over deception, we reinforce the emotional signals that guide us toward ethical behavior. Lying is a complex behavior that's deeply rooted in our psychology and biology. While it might seem harmless in the moment, the long-term effects on our brains and relationships can be profound. So, the next time you're tempted to lie, take a moment to think about the impact it could have, not just on others, but on yourself. Remember, honesty isn't just about doing the right thing. It's about preserving the emotional and moral fabric of who we are. Thank you for joining me today on this journey into the science of lying and the amygdala. I'm Yusuf Mark, and this is my channel. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more thought-provoking content. Until next time, stay curious and stay honest.